What is up, you guys? My name is Tyler, and today I want to talk about the new artifacts coming in the Rise of Iron DLC for Destiny. I have listed the artifacts from least useful to most useful by my opinion. This is in an overall PvE and PvP standpoint. So, again, this is all by my opinion. Some of you will not agree with it, I can guarantee that. But without further ado, let's get into this. So the least helpful or least useful artifact that I think is going to be I don't think anyone's going to get it except for a collector's standpoint, is going to be the Memory of Perun. That's the one that highlights enemies due to low health or full supers. And the only reason I put this at least useful is because, let's be honest, does any of us really use that ability? We have that ability on guns, and I've tried to use it thinking it would be helpful, and it's just, I never notice it. So that's why Memory of Perun, for me, is the least useful. I'm only going to get it just to collect all the artifacts. My number 2 was Memory of Jolder. That's the one to completely eliminate sprint cooldown. Only reason this one's so low on the list for me is because I'm not a run and gun. I don't use a shotgun that often, and if I were to use a shotgun, I would want to use this artifact. This artifact would be great for someone who constantly moves. Those of you who constantly sprint through strikes, this would be perfect for you. But yeah, like I said, I'm just not the kind of person that does those things, so I don't use them, or I wouldn't use this one. So number 3, I had Memory of Timur. Only reason, now, real quick though, this is the one that allows you to take control of an enemy mind. The only reason this one is low is because it's a PvE only artifact. It doesn't have any PvP applications, so that's the only reason, since this is an overall standpoint, that it is number 3 on my list. But like I said, in a PvP standpoint, it'd be really high up there, because being able to take control of an enemy mind is very helpful. The cooldown's only 30 seconds though, and I would imagine there is a level of enemy you can take, so I can't imagine that you'd be able to take like an ultra or anything like that. So it's helpful in PvE only. That's my thing. Number 4, I had the Memory of Silumar. This one's the one that's for damage over time effects. Greatly reduces the damage you take from them. The only reason this is number 4 is because PvE, it'd be helpful again, but it also has aspects in PvP that are helpful. But to me, it's just only going to help against Venom Smoke for hunters, burning knives for hunters, incendiary grenades, firebolt grenades, anything that's gonna do damage over time. And to me, that's just, I could put something better in my artifact slot over that. Number 5, I had Raidghast. Raidghast's ability is unique, I will say that. But for PvP, it's just not worth it. The ability is the swords will reflect energy beams, which means rockets, ogre eyes, anything like that. It's just not that helpful to me, because when you really think about it, the only time this is going to be useful in PvP is when heavy is out, and when heavy's out, it gets used up pretty quick. And it just seems like it's more of a PvE standpoint. But like I said, in PvP, you could definitely throw someone off with this, because if someone shoots their truth and you send their truth back, ooh, I wonder if the tracking would track them or not. That'd be crazy. Anyways, my number 6 would be Scory. And Scory's, these last 3 were really difficult to figure out for me, because these are the ones that I would use to play. Scory's the one that, it's more of a support. I do like the idea of this. It actually gives you more of a support type class, because it allows a greater uh, what is it? Speeds up super recharge. So basically, you and all your nearby allies will gain a faster recharge on your super abilities. Now, we already know that some of these effects don't stack onto other effects, so it's safe to assume this won't stack onto the effect for warlocks. I can't think of what it's called, but when it's active, it greatly reduces super recharge, melee recharge. All those recharges are greatly reduced. So I don't want to say 100% it won't work, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't. And this helps in a PvE and PvP standpoint to me, because in PvP, if you're doing trials, you get your team supers a lot faster with this. PvE, when you're doing that boss that you just want to burn him down as fast as you can. So that's why Scory made my number 6. Number 7 was the Memory of Gellion. And this one, I put at number 7 only because between Fellwinter and Gellion would have been the one I don't use as often. But it gives a more detailed radar at all times, and radar is active when aiming down primary weapons. So to me, this was very useful because I'm a very radar reliant person. I need my radar. If it's not there, then I can't do anything. This helps me in PvE and PvP. Without a radar in PvE, I get overwhelmed, don't know what to do. So this will help a lot. But I'm sure that effect would actually take it down. Probably. I don't know. Probably. Fellwinter's was the one that I would use the most, because it gives you an extra grenade and an extra melee charge. Yes, it's at the cost of your super, but on the right class, you could go a whole match without using a super. So that grenade and melee charge are gonna help a lot. I had some points for it. I just completely lost my train of thought with it. But yeah, it would be really helpful because now with Titans using the Armamentarium, you can replace your Armamentarium with something more useful to you, or even trip mines. You'd no longer have to use trip mines to get a double for hunters, and you can get double grenades. Yeah, on a Sunsinger even, that'd be great, because you can get double grenades or double firebolt with what is it? Viking Funeral. And there you go. That's probably one of the dumbest classes I've heard of now. Granted, yes, you are losing that res, but it's still pretty ridiculous. So those are my 8. We've kind of got a hint that we're gonna see a possible 2 more that we haven't even seen yet, and it's likely that they could be very, very helpful. But since Saladin doesn't have one and Aphrodite doesn't have one, it's very likely we'll see them. We're gonna learn Aphrodite's story in this one, they've pretty much said, and it'll be interesting to think, because Aphrodite's a hunter and a sniper, so it's likely that if we get an artifact for her, that we get an artifact that helps with sniping, or even it won't help just a hunter class, because it's got to help all of them. So it would be interesting to see that. It would also be interesting to see Saladin's, because I feel like that would be a very tanky artifact, because I just feel like Saladin's a tank because he's Saladin and he sounds like Optimus Prime. And if you don't agree with that, I want you to go back and listen to him talk and then tell me he is not Optimus Prime. So, yeah. But yeah, guys, those are mine. I'm really excited for Rise of Iron. I hope you guys are too. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful in any way, shape, or form, please leave a like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you think these artifacts will be like, what artifact you are most excited for. And I just really enjoy when you guys have conversations in the comments. It's really fun. And as always, guys, I'll see you later.